Welcome back to the Football Rig with another preview with the man himself, the Bundesliga legend, Zier, man. How you doing, bro? How you
What's good,
doing?
man? What's good? I'm all good, man. Hopefully you're good. You know what I'm saying? Um, just finished off playing against them in the league after you played them in the Champions League. And now we're back
Yeah,
here
you
again.
drew. You drew. You actually drew with it, man. You're not filling me with confidence after that draw. I'm like, shit, man. They're now
But
on a
nine,
strive, on a good run.
but we had 9 men, so it's like they could have killed us off and they didn't. So I will talk more about it. We'll talk more about it.
Yeah, we'll do, man. You know what? After a 1-1 draw in the first leg in Germany, the entire Championship League for Arsenal comes down to the next 90 minutes, which will happen tomorrow in the UCL. Make sure you guys tune in for the watch along. No second chances, no excuses, no gap for error for Arsenal. It is detrimental. Can Arteta prove they belong among the European elites? Can we go all the way to the end? We have the easiest run so far in the Champions League without a shadow of a doubt. Bayer Leverkusen, it seems they'll give us a tough game since they drew against Bayern Munich as well. So they are in a good, they're having a good run tonight. Tonight we're gonna break it down everything. We're gonna break everything down with Zier here. The battle, the key matches, the tactics, the current form, all of that will be covered here. Because one thing is certain: when the whistle blows, somebody in the Champions League will be out and some dreams will be ended tomorrow when it comes to that. Welcome to the Football Rig. Make sure you guys hit the like, make sure you guys subscribe, and make sure you also go subscribe to Zero Talks. The title, the link is right in the title as well. So please go show him some love and subscribe to him. All right, Zero man. So I want your thoughts about Bayer Leverkusen since you guys drew last time they played. So I want your genuine thought about Bayer Leverkusen. Do you think they do have a chance against Arsenal in the Emirates tomorrow?
Do they have a chance? It depends on how you play. Not gonna lie.
Mm-hmm.
Because what
Mm-hmm.
I've gathered of Bayer Leverkusen this season under Himland is, listen, I mean, yes, have they played better than the first few games of the season under Ten Hag? Oh, sure, 100%. Have they been better than the time under Xabi Alonso? We both can agree no. So, yeah, listen, for me, one thing I'll let you know is it depends
Mm-hmm.
on how you play. And it showed in the first leg, by the way. I know a lot of Arsenal fans would be like, oh my God, Leverkusen played amazing. But I think you let them play amazing. Honestly, I genuinely think you let them play amazing. No sugarcoating it. You know, I'm seeing guys like Tapsoba play well. I'm seeing guys like Andrash playing well. And it's not
Their
even like
striker, I'm shocked with their striker, Kofani or whatever his name is,
Kofani.
man.
The
That
Kofani was,
guy,
I'll be honest, he was terrible. I was one
he
shot.
was good.
I thought he was terrible. Do you know why? Because yeah, he made some runs, but the problem with him is he kept on shooting towards David Raya a lot.
That's not what I'm impressed about Kofani's gameplay. I was impressed more about his resistance
Yeah,
that he
yeah,
managed to
yeah. On
keep
the
the
ball,
ball.
he's alright. He was alright on the ball.
Right?
I
So
agree,
yeah,
but
that's what really impressed me because it's not easy for you to keep the ball against Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes, right? These guys are beasts when it comes to the defense, and I do rate Saliba, and I'm sure you do as well. Saliba
Gabriel,
and Gabriel Magalhaes,
I
yeah,
thought they
both of
held
them
him off
are.
well
are
though. I thought they held him off well.
I'm saying quite the opposite. I think Kofani managed to hold them off a little bit, allowing the Bayer Leverkusen players to come in and get involved in the attack and the chances. Yeah, they didn't convert much, but what I'm saying is they did. I mean, he did pretty good for a 19, 20-year-old striker, don't you think?
No, because here's my thing: when I judge guys like him, I'm judging as a
Mm,
striker. I'm not judging as a player. I think you're right now. You're judging him as a football player, which fine. I get it. You know, I mean, we're talking about a footballer. You're looking at a lot of attributes, but the main thing you look for a striker, which, by the way, believe it or not, which is why I'm still very defendant on your current striker, Gyökeres, because I look at can he score goals. You
mm,
know, the only
mm,
time I'm like, when you're a when the only time I look at a player, I'm like, can you score goals? And I forget about
yeah.
a lot of other things is when you're a striker. You know, which is why I even like, for example, my striker Harry Kane. I'm like usually, you know, I'm usually critical at times because of when he
Hmm.
dropped deep and he's not making himself assertive. Like when we played each other, for example, that was one of his rare stinkers. This season. But
Yeah.
listen, it's not about Barnes, it's about Leverkusen. But yeah, back to the point. I thought with Kofane, he wasn't really able to converting his chances. I didn't feel like he was able to convert some
I
of his
don't think
chances.
he got
He
many
got two.
chances.
I remember he got like around two. I
Can't
think he
remember,
got like.
but
I remember one
uh,
he shot right at Raya. I think another. I'm pretty sure he got two. If not two, he got one. I remember he got one. At least he got one. He could have barely because he went past you guys at that point. You know. I will
okay.
say though that's on Humeland as well because, the problem with Humeland, even Alonso last season in a big game, and we saw against Bayern how effective he was. By the way, and like he always is. Patrick Schick should be starting. That guy is a threat, bro. I think if Patrick Schick starts tomorrow, was it tomorrow you play? Tomorrow, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. If he starts tomorrow, I think he can cause your defense a lot of trouble. A lot of trouble because he's very physical. He's a shit house. You know, you don't like, I'm pretty sure your defenders wouldn't want to be facing a striker like that at all.
Believe me, I'm confident about Salib and Gabriel to manage Sheikh or Kofani as well. I think they're in that level for me to feel comfortable and for me to say comfortably that I think we defensively are sound. My concern is always the attack with Arsenal lately is not actually the defense. That's
I
personally
agree.
what I'm. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not the defense, honestly. But in terms of percentage, Zir, what do you think the percentage is for Bayer Leverkusen to go through? Like, give me from your perspective, from what you've seen from them lately.
If I'm being honest, I think when Havertz scored that equalizer, it kind of upped your chances. Um,
Yeah, 100%. You
because
know
I
what?
think,
Before
because
you answer that, even if we lost that game, I would still tell you that
yeah,
we
yeah,
were going to go through.
yeah. But I feel, you know what it is. I feel like if you went 1-0 down, now they really want to defend for their lives because
Yeah,
they're 1-0
parking
up.
bus. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, now,
Okay.
yeah, but now they kind of have to go with it a little bit,
Mm,
so that will give you a little bit of breathing room in transition at times. So I could see,
mm.
for example, a Jokeres thrive tomorrow. I could, you know, I
Okay.
could see,
Okay.
for example, if you play Martinelli, he will thrive. People like your players
Mm-hmm.
that have pace that run in behind the defenders. Pause. You know, they
Yeah. Yeah.
they will they will be the ones pouncing at times, especially when you have Grimaldo and I would assume it's Poku, yeah,
Mm,
playing wing
yeah.
back.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because yeah, Poku can play either in the 10, the
You
two-sided
agree
10,
with
or
this? You agree with Antrim?
yeah, that's fair. I think that's fair, yeah. Because, by the way, I would have said if Leverkusen won 1-0, it would have been 40-60, but that is more fair, yes. I think I'm telling you
70-30.
that because now, bro, they have to attack. So now your wingers might benefit. And I'll be really
Yeah.
honest with you, Sami. Really don't rate their defenders like that. I don't rate Kwanzaa at all.
Mm,
Andreich, listen, defensively, he's a pain in the backside. He really is. However,
okay.
and you saw it in the first game. However, on the ball, you can catch him lacking. And by the way, the goal we scored against them, Diaz's goal, was down to him making that error, passing the ball to Ulisse, and then he passes the ball to Diaz, equalizer 1-all. That is
I
literally
see.
Andrade for you in a nutshell, But anything physically related, he's very good at. Like if you tackling, physical presence in the air, like the corner that he scored against you guys, all that stuff, he's pretty good at, and he's good at antagonizing opposition. He's a shithouse. But
That's okay. Carry on.
Tapsoba is the one I feel like some people will rate. I think he's overrated within the Bundesliga realm. I think he's like, I'm guessing like Premier League clubs when or like fans when they look at center backs from the Bundesliga, they will look
Mm,
at probably like you would say like maybe two of our center back. You'll say Schlotterbeck. You'll say Vuskovic. Vuskovic in Hamburg. He's on loan from Tottenham. He's had a wonderful season. But with Leverkusen, some will say Tapsoba right now. Yeah, and obviously you still have Incapi on loan, so he's still their player. Um,
big
I
up to you, man.
genuinely, I genuinely think Tapsova is overrated. Like he has his ability on the ball, all right, sure, but I think he can get caught out defensively. He really can.
You,
Who's
you,
gonna play on your side? Saka, right? Saka's gonna play on your side.
most probably yes.
Yes, he is. He's gonna make life easier because Saka's not been good this season. You need to play a Dauman or even Madueke, which is weird to say, but
Yeah, we'll get to the starting 11 shortly, but I just want to address something because you seem quite critical about Bayer Leverkusen, yet you
Yeah.
drew against them. So what is that about?
Oh, here we go. Is that what you're trying to do? All right.
No,
So let
I'm
me.
just
So
curious. I mean, you
can I ask you a
argue,
question? Did you watch the game?
yeah.
Can I ask you a question? Did you watch the game?
No, I have. That's why I'm asking you. I'm not here sitting pretending that I watched the
Okay.
game or anything like that. So I'm asking
All
you,
right.
the guy
All
who
right.
support Bayern Munich. You drew with them, so
Yeah.
they are for me in terms of results. Looking at it from the outside, from far away, I'm seeing okay, shit. They drew against Arsenal. They drew against Bayern Munich. So they are somehow in a decent run. I would say, right? It's fair to say. I'm not saying something crazy here. So I'm
Right.
asking you. I mean, why you've been so critical about them?
All right. So let's address because there's a lot of things I have to address in regards to that game. First of
Hmm.
all, we scored more than one goal, but they were unfairly disallowed. Okay. By the way, one of them. Well, let me explain something to you. One of
Hmm.
them was a
Hmm.
corner. The ball's crossed towards the box. To's hand is here. Okay, it's here. It's naturally positioned. You can't move your hand or anything. It touches him. It trickles in. That's the first one.
Okay.
The other one,
Okay.
to be honest, if it was only this that got disallowed, I'm like, you know what? You know what? It's up to us to do our job, yani. But because of this, and
Mm.
on top of the other one I'm about to explain, and then the red card as well, which I'll get to, it bothered me that referee's antics. Okay, and he even admitted that red card incident he should have never given after looking at the footage after the game. But we'll get to that. Then the goal. This is the Harry Kane scores when he comes off the bench. The goalkeeper Blazovic, he kicks the ball. Kane's jumping, and you know when you're jumping, right? You need your arms to move to jump with. So
Right.
the ball hits his arm around here. Okay.
Mm.
I will
Mm.
admit, though, not a lot of Bayern fans will. I will admit his hands was a bit too high as he jumped, and maybe that's why he disallowed it. Right?
Okay.
Cool. It goes towards, I believe, Diaz. Diaz passes across, tap in 2-1, supposedly, but he disallows it. Then
Mm.
we have another incident. We have an incident in which Diaz he gets past Blazovic, the goalkeeper, takes him down. Now, was the contact soft? Sure. But if you saw the actual incident, you would tell me that you've seen these before given. And by the way, that was more of a penalty than the one you got against Leverkusen, by the way, which is funny, how everything
Mm.
happened.
Yeah,
So you would
that
think,
was a very soft penalty. Yeah, I
yeah,
admit it.
yeah.
I mean, it was very soft.
So
Mm.
at that time, you would think that the keeper would get the booking. Nope. Instead, Diaz get a second yellow red card because
For diving.
he for diving, right?
Okay.
So it's not so when I say that we got screwed, I'm not saying we got screwed on the basis of like one call. I'm saying on basis of many calls. But even then, I still hold my team accountable at the same time. Because I also
Okay.
think we should not let these things get to our heads. Well, I can tell we let these things get to our heads. And it got to a point that Leverkusen got chances and they could have scored. Tillman could have scored 1v1. Pauku could have scored an opportunity. I can list you chances that could have been scored. Luis Diaz carelessly in the beginning of the game giving the ball away for the what's his name, Culbreth, the right wing back, which I wouldn't be shocked if he plays against you guys based on the performance he had against us. I thought it was brilliant. He's
Mm.
the one that plays right wing back, and you have Poku as one of the tens. Now that Terrier got injured in our game, you know. So yeah, listen, and then obviously Hoffman scored a goal that was offside. Thank God, Bischoff was keeping him offside. Just you know what I mean in the end, because otherwise we could have lost 2-1. Um,
Mm.
but what I'm trying to tell you, Sammy, is yes, you look at the draw. First of all, like Deontay said, it was 9v12. So let's have some shame. Yeah, the fact that they couldn't even beat us when we had 9 men, yeah, is ridiculous. By the way, Jackson's an idiot too. I sent that guy back to Chelsea. He's pathetic. You know what I mean? Um, and he missed some chances. Diaz missed some chances. So I'm holding my players accountable. Don't you worry. Yeah. But it's just, listen, when it comes to Leverkusen, I still think you have the edge over them because they won't be able to finish even if they got chances.
Well, look,
They're not bozos. This is why I'm
and
critical.
mm,
Back to your
I'm
question.
saying, yeah, back to my. You didn't answer. You danced around about it, and you told me the whole context of the game,
Okay,
which
well,
I
I'm
couldn't
telling
care
you now.
less.
The reason why I'm
But
saying Leverkusen ain't all that because they're bozos.
who's the bozo?
Leverkusen are bozos. They ain't gonna take advantage of you guys as much.
I understand, and as a big team, and I do consider Bayern Munich as a big team, and you did your job in the Champions League. That's why I'm not even bothered talking about your chances, because you smacked Atalanta 6-1. So there's no point talking about it. You can play your CD team there or whatever, and you still qualify to the quarterfinals of the UCL. But back to the Bayer Leverkusen game, and I was waiting for it. So you give a little bit of credit to them, but yet you failed to do so because you had to talk about the adversity in the game, the bad calls from the ref, which is fine. I understand. Some games, yes, you're gonna face unfair calls from the ref. Yes, you would face those games, but eventually, a shred of compliments to them, nothing. So
what to Leverkusen? What to Leverkusen?
To Leverkusen.
No, to Leverkusen. I mean, okay, yes.
I mean, nobody told Jackson to make that penalty, okay, and nobody told.
Jackson didn't.
Sorry, the red card. Sorry, the red card from him, and also nobody told Luis Diaz to get the first yellow, okay, and then he got the second yellow for diving.
Yeah,
so
that doesn't justify the second. Yeah, but that doesn't justify.
But he shouldn't have gotten in the first place, right? So we can go back and forth and saying we shouldn't, we should, and what.
If this was Arsenal, you won't be giving this energy. By the way, I know you won't give this energy.
No, man, I'll be straight. Okay. I will be straight. Look against Bayer Leverkusen. Listen. I'll be very honest with you, Zir. We didn't deserve the draw against Leverkusen. We did not. We deserved the loss. And I'm very critical about the team.
Could have killed them off, but it's okay.
Again,
I saw both of our games.
I'm giving them credit. You see the difference between me and you? I give the opponents credit. You don't.
So what credit?
You told me a lot of
them for fighting in that game. Okay, what else? What else do you want me to give them credit for?
Yeah, but I had to dig for that kind of statement from you, right?
All right, okay, so you want me to give credit for like something?
No,
something
I want
a basic that you should fight for your badge, right?
I'll tell you what I want. I wanted your honest opinion. Okay, about Bayer Leverkusen. Now drop the Bayern Munich hat for a second there. I know you're a big fan of Bayern Munich, and I'm not disputing that fact. It's obvious. And you're so protective of your team, and you're so critical about your team, but also you got to give flowers to the opponent that stopped you. That's all I'm saying. And I'm a guy, even Dantrum can testify about this, and you could as well, Zira, and you know me very well, that I'm very critical when it comes to Arsenal. Even after the win against Everton, I still criticize Arteta for certain things that he did in the game, but that's a different story.
Oh, does he deserve credit for bringing Dalman on?
He deserves credit, yeah. Yes, yeah, because it was a brave decision from Arteta to go with a 16 years old, where you had Jesus there, right? And not only that, the player that he subbed off was Zubamendi, so he removed the pivot. And he played an attacking player. So that takes courage. That takes bravery. That takes a little bit of gamble there. And Arteta gambled, and it paid off, right? And
by the way, I don't usually give Arteta credit, but that's credit. I'm even saying, like, biology, we cool.
Yeah, but certain things like he did, just for that. For example, the Timber substitution, I wouldn't replace Timber, which is a right back, with Mosquera, who's known as the center back. Where we had Ben White, who's more suitable to be a right back for us, because we needed to attack, because we looked a little bit weak on the attack, especially on the right side, right? I wouldn't play Madueke on the left, so I'm going to criticize him by playing Madueke on the left. Madueke is shit on the left side, bro, and yet you keep on playing him. Why didn't you play Martinelli, right? So there are a few things I would call Arteta out about them, but at the end of the day, I'm going to give him his flowers because we won. And certain decisions that he made that actually changed the game for us. One of them is Max Dalman, right? And the other one was which sub as well, the Gyökeres one as well. It was the right choice to make. However, now back to the game, since you know what, I do rate your football take, especially when it comes to the Bundesliga. I want you just to tell me, from your opinion, do you think Bayer Leverkusen could cause Arsenal like serious issues? Let's say we don't score in the first half, for instance. Do you see Bayer Leverkusen somehow with a pragmatic approach, with a counterattack play that they would be able to nick a win against us? Do you see that happening, or maybe a controversial attack? Yeah,
I think again back to the point earlier. If you keep on playing slow, and they catch you on the break. Because by the way, and this is something I wish we did against you months ago. Play direct.
Okay.
I think with them, what they have. Listen, I know I mentioned that as a disadvantage, but that's more so defensively based on the players that they have. But Grimaldo, I mean, a guy like Grimaldo, I think he can kick up a gear compared to first leg. Personally, I feel like
he played very well. He played very well, by the way. In the
I thought compared to what I've seen him in the Bundesliga, because by the way, in the Bundesliga, he's been one of their more consistent players. Him and Garcia in the midfield, they've been really performing on a consistent level. And by the way, Garcia, credit him. He's the one that scored against us, by the way.
I'm taking notes. Wait, I'm taking notes.
The fact that Garcia has been able to take
consistent.
Yeah, the fact that Garcia has been able to take up the Granit Xhaka role very, very, very well, that's a credit and testament to him. And then you also have the likes of Ezekiel Fernandez or Palacios playing up the role of Andrade himself. You know what I mean? And Palacios adding a little bit more on the ball as well. Like he can progress a little bit more than the others. You know what I mean? Unless your name's Garcia, because I think Garcia is the better talent than the others in the middle. Then listen, I mean, I think you can get caught out with the wing backs. So like a Hincapié, is Timber available? These guys are going to be
no.
Also, who is available? Ben White. Yeah, see, they're going to have to be very alert, bro. Very, very alert. Because, by the way, and here's another thing, and I thought it was going to happen in the first leg. It looks like it didn't. I think if you don't make sure you don't give him a free kick. Because Grimaldo,
so the players that we are missing, I'm sorry to interrupt there for a second. The players that we're missing Odegaard, we're going to be missing Timber, and that's basically it. Yeah, those are the players that Arsenal are missing, the key players, I would say. And of course, Mikel Merino, he's injured until the end of the season. But these are the players that we're being missing. From what I've read in the social media, that Arsenal are going to be missing tomorrow.
Trossard should be back. I'm gonna be honest. Yeah. So I think Odegaard, you don't need him. I actually think he's overrated.
I hope you buy him.
Wait, sorry. Wow, he didn't even play against Bayern.
I hope you buy him. That's what I'm saying.
No. Wait, by the way, no. I hope, by the way, these rumors has been coming around about Odegaard to be false. But anyway, we move. Listen. I think Timber is going to be a miss because I think Grimaldo could pounce on Ben White if Ben White's not careful. Not going to lie to you. Again, Eze, I don't know what's going on because, by the way, Eze, listen, in the first leg, I thought he was the only player that was really trying to like be direct. I felt like everybody else, they were too slow. Saka was slow.
That was
on the left-hand side. Was it Martinelli? Or was it Martinelli that played on the left-hand side?
Yes, Martinelli.
He's the one that hit the crossbar. Yeah.
That's correct. Yes.
Yeah. Very slow for a start of a level.
I thought he had a decent first half. Second half was shit.
Yeah, but all I remember of him was that crossbar attempt. Otherwise, he didn't do much, in my opinion.
Which happened in the first half.
You think I'm underestimating Leverkusen, but I'm telling you based on what I've seen. By the way, before they played you guys last time, they drew 3-3 to Freiburg, bro. They drew 3-3 to Freiburg, bro.
Freiburg. Okay, I'm looking at the Bundesliga standing right now. I'm looking at them.
They're sixth,
they are sixth. Now the question is to you, what happened to Leverkusen since Xabi Alonso? Do you think they improved, or because obviously they didn't improve?
They regressed.
Obviously they regressed because they won the Bundesliga invincibly, so obviously they regressed. So do you think this new manager, I don't even know the name of the manager.
He was I think he was a coach of the national team of Denmark.
Okay, do you rate him? Do you think he's able to outsmart, let's say, Arteta tactically on the pitch?
I think you know what it is. I don't think he's a world beater manager or anything like that, but I think he's decent. Like he's one of those managers I see that
let's say for example, he was in the Premier League, because I know you like to reference the Premier
Okay.
League a lot. Okay, so I'm gonna give you
Okay.
this type of understanding. I look at him kind of like how a lot of people may look at an Eddie Howe. They'll get you to a level, to like top
Okay.
four level maybe, but they won't really
Okay.
get you to the. But
Okay. I
maybe,
see.
but maybe he proves me wrong when we play in the DFB Pokal semi-final. Who knows? Maybe they beat us, they go to the final, win the Pokal, and I'm like, you know what? I see he can win silverware. So maybe, you never know what he can do. You know what I mean? But this is all I
Mm,
can talk about based on
This was
sample
not the
size.
energy. This was not the energy at the beginning of the
No,
stream.
I'm giving you a scenario. Hey, I'm giving you a scenario. What you would you
Okay. Okay.
Because we're
Fair.
having a
Fair. So go ahead.
conversation, right? Well, I'm just giving you a
Right.
scenario.
Yeah.
Like
Go
I'm
ahead.
saying
Go ahead.
things for me, things could change based on what he does. You never know. I mean, at the end of the day, he kind of has a pragmatic mindset, which is why Leverkusen got him to begin with. Because, by the way, in case you didn't know, at Leverkusen, I think since Alonso's come in, they've had this mentality of like we have to play a back three. We have to play like this 3-4-3, inverted tens. You know what I mean? And it's one of those with Ten Hag, he didn't want to do it. Then they didn't get the results. I think they lost the first game. Then they drew the second game second game they drew to Werder Bremen, because I remember I watched that game, and they got sacked. He got sacked.
Okay.
Simply.
Okay.
Then they looked for a manager that has a similar style to Alonso, and Hillman was the guy. He put the system in. They start getting results, and now they're starting to compete top four alongside Leipzig, Dortmund, and obviously us top. So,
Mm.
and then they dropped recently in form, which is why you see them in sixth. You see the likes of, I believe, Hoffenheim is up there. Am I missing another team up there? Because I know Dortmund's second. Hoffenheim is up there. Leipzig.
And
And then
Stuttgart.
yeah, Stuttgart, yeah.
Okay. Zero just dropped. Well, again, guys, I think Bayer Leverkusen is a good team, honestly, from what I've seen in the first leg, and it's quite difficult to determine if we are easily gonna. It's fine. I think it's very difficult. That's actually a good transition to. I want to show you some stats, if I may. I mean, I just pulled it out from Footy Stats. Before that, we have to big up my broski here, BBK, Taryn, guys. Make sure you go subscribe to Taryn, man. What a wonderful gentleman. So let's go through the stats, Zir. Let's go through the stats. And let me pull it out for you. Share it. Okay.
But while you're looking for it, I was just gonna say, before I got interrupted by my pops, I was gonna say, it's one of those really in which, like, they just want to play 3-4-3, and it's been up and
I see
down
that.
since.
I see that. That's been like that since Xabi Alonso, I think.
Yeah. Since Xabi Alonso, they're like, this formula with these crop of players, that's the system we need.
Yeah. Normally I show these stats at the beginning of my watch along. I will probably present it again, but let's go through it here, me and you, since you are here. I would love your input as well. So based on current form, obviously these are let's say home for Arsenal, and let's say away for Leverkusen, right? So since this is what matters, and this is the actual scenario tomorrow. So Bayer Leverkusen away is having 3-3 last game. They won, they lost. So they're up and down. Where Arsenal have been consistent. So they won in the last 5 games. So at home. So our record, is actually solid when it comes to the Emirates Stadium. I think it's one of the strongest record in the Premier League. We only lost 1 game, which was against Manchester United. Let's go through, for instance, the goal. Or you want to talk about this form? You have anything to add? According to this, we are 60% better than them in terms of points per game. But obviously, this is a knockout, so it doesn't matter really the points. It's a win or loss game. Then we have the goals scored. At home, Arsenal scores average 2.2 goals per match, where Bayer Leverkusen away scores 1.4 goals per match. So we're better than them in terms of goal tally. Obviously, it's at home. Goals conceded. Now, this is very interesting. We are almost equal to Bayer Leverkusen. 0.7 for Arsenal and 0.8 for Bayer Leverkusen. So they're not far off from Arsenal. So that means going away. Yeah, exactly. It's related to the system because they always play with the back five or 3-4-3, which makes it makes it difficult for any opponent to break them down. But that is actually a good stat for Bayer Leverkusen. Moving on, we can go look at, for example, will Arsenal score? There's a high chance. I don't know why it shows 100%, but yeah, it's a very high chance towards Arsenal. Will Bayer Leverkusen score first? Clean sheet is 40% for Arsenal to keep a clean sheet. In first, second half, win, draw, loss, we're still better. So who will score first? 90% Arsenal. As you can see, all the stats shows that Arsenal are better in every metric when it comes to the stats for the game tomorrow. So does it change your mind about anything when you saw these numbers, or it's still 70-30 in your opinion?
No, I mean, it's still, I mean, statistically it proves my point about how they've been playing in general anyway. I mean, they've been a hit and miss team, but they do try to defend a lot and try to counter you with the wing back. You know what? Leverkusen, they embody for a Bundesliga side, a Serie A side. That's what they embody, because it's like they basically like to sit back. They like to sit back, then they attack with the wing backs, and then they involve the wide tens, and then the striker at times, like a Schick. Like, for example, that goal that they scored against us, for example, like Schick held up the ball a little bit, passed across to a midfielder. Garcia made that run, shot across, deflected past Tar, and like, it's just one of those ones, isn't it? It just, bro, like, the way I see it, again, I think Leverkusen, what they do is dictated by how you play. Because let's be honest, you have more of the quality to kill them off. But your style of play is very slow and pragmatic. I don't mean pragmatic defensively. I mean on the ball, how you play. You play very
our approach is pragmatic,
very methodical, sideways, backwards, till you can try to pass across to goal type thing. You're not one of those ones. If let's say, for example,
it irritates me when I see that. It irritates me.
Like, bro, the way I see you guys play sometimes, your forwards can make an easy open run to pass to 1v1. You don't pass. You just want to play side.
Yeah, that's actually true. That's true.
You know what I mean? And this is why I'm saying the way Leverkusen play their football and the way Hummel will approach this game tomorrow, again, if you play like that, you play in their hands.
Yeah,
and it's weird to say because you have better quality, but the way they approach it, you're just giving them breathing room when you shouldn't be. And then that gives them license to attack with their so-called wing backs, and then if your defense gets a bit dragged out, maybe their their wide tens can get involved, or hell, even a Schick, if he can cause a madness with your center backs, it helps even more for the wide tens, or even the wing backs to get involved in play, depending on what happens, obviously. You know what I mean? But this is why I'm saying, for you, the main important thing for Arsenal Football Club tomorrow, is you need your players to be direct from minute one. If you can be direct from minute one, and you're at home, so
this is the things here. I wanted us to win in the first leg, like 2-3 goal margin. Could have saved us a lot. At least you could have rotated today. Big up, hands up Arsenal, man. Big up to him, bro.
I know Arsenal.
So I wanted like a 2-3 goal margin so we could have rotated, but unfortunately we drew. So that makes it more difficult for us in the second leg. That means we need to, commit in terms of players, as we do have, the final coming against Manchester City. So we need to be very sharp. It's going to be on 22nd. So I believe that's going to be Sunday. Yes, it's going to be a Sunday. So that game is important for us because it's the final against the City, and it's there's a lot at stake here, and I wanted this game to be 3-goal margin, and then you go into the second leg at your gaff. That means you can rotate easily. You can keep the first squad in the bench, right? You can keep the Sakas, the Yokeres in the bench, but you don't have to commit them, and that will be easy for you to rest them as well. But unfortunately, these events didn't happen. So speaking of a lineup and players and this, Zir, I would love to hear. But before you tell me about the squad, guys, make sure you hit the like. Make sure you guys subscribe. Also, make sure you guys go subscribe to Zir Talks, man. His link in the title. Please go show him some love, and support my brother here. But Zir, tell me, if you were Arteta tomorrow, right? What would be your starting 11?
Okay.
I'm sure you watch Arsenal to a certain degree for you to pull out at least the starting 11.
Sarai obviously would have to be in goal. I'd play Nkapie left back because he knows Leverkusen very well. I actually didn't think he played bad, by the way, believe it or not.
No, he was one of the... Yeah, he was good.
But I heard some people not rating his performance. I was shocked. I was like, what? I thought he did pretty good.
I love Nkapie.
Yeah. And you should keep him, by the way. He's doing you more wonders than...
No, we already agreed with him.
Really?
The deal.
Okay.
Yeah. And we're gonna... it's a loan still, but in the summer they're gonna activate the permanent deal and just...
I remember at the start of the season, I told you guys he can play a role at left back because he played in the left 3 center backs.
Yeah, you did. I remember.
Yeah.
So left back, you said Nkapie.
Yeah, Gabriel Saliba. Right back, you only have Ben White. Is that all you have?
We do have Mosquera.
Yeah, but you don't want to play Mosquera against... Actually, maybe if you want to mark out Grimaldo, sure, but you need somebody to help offensively too.
Mosquera is a better defender than White. White is better going forward. He would give you the overlap. Right? You need a mix. I understand. You need to find the balance. Yeah. And I would start White personally. I would start White.
Yeah, I was gonna say White. I would. The thing is, I wouldn't want you to start 3 center backs against Leverkusen when you need someone to overlap, especially when you have Grimaldo that's going to be literally bombing forward and back. You know what I mean? So I would say Ben White. Obviously, in the midfield, you'll have Rice, Zubimendi, I guess. But I will say this: Zubimendi needs to play quicker, man. That guy plays very slow. Very slow. But I didn't realize this till Lee Gunner told me. And then when I watch our game and I watch a couple of Prem games, I'm like, oh my God, he has a point. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I would say them too, but he has to be quicker. I'd start Eze. So that's why I told you you don't really need Odegaard. I'd start Eze in the 10. I'd start, what's his name? Now Martinelli on the left, but he needs to be more clinical. He needs to be more direct. I'd play Madueke on the right, weirdly enough, because I feel like he is more direct than Saka this season. And you need that right now. You know what I mean? You can tell Saka's run to the ground. And then Gyökeres and when Gyökeres makes that run, your players need to find him. They need to
100%.
If they don't be finding him, it's long. Hey, bro, you're gonna make things hella difficult for yourself. So I'd approach the game like that, and if you have to make a necessary change, you go with it. If, by the way, if you're able to, if let's say you want to do some changes, or actually, you know what, low key, is Dauman part of your squad, Champions League squad?
I believe so, yeah.
Let's say you want to make resting, if you want to do some rotation a little bit for the Carabao Cup final, you could even start Max Dauman, by the way, believe it or not, because he has a bunch of quality about him.
He is a very, very good player, I'm not going to lie. But to start him, I don't know about that.
If you're preparing for Carabao Cup final and you want to make a little rotation here and there, it's not, bro, he's a baller. That's what I'm saying.
He is. He is.
I'm saying he might be a difference maker, bro. And keep in mind, he's already on momentum because of that Everton game.
Yeah. Zir, I want to show you something. But speaking of, I don't want to jump to the other topic about the players. Dantrum just mentioned to check FootMob's prediction. So I just pulled it out quickly. So you're not far off from what is predicted. Let's look at it quickly here. So this is the lineup that is predicted tomorrow, right? Like you said, the back four, except for White. So they put Mosquera instead of White because Arteta. I don't know why, but he favors to play Mosquera. Even recently, we've seen it. Even though White has been in the bench, but yet he chose. Like for example, the last game against Everton, when Timber got injured, he played Mosquera and he had White. And some people are saying because White is not fully fit and all that stuff, which I don't buy it because if he's on the bench, I believe he is fit to play. Like you said, right, Zubimendi, Martinelli on the left, Eze on the 10, Saka on the right, and Gyökeres up front. I would go with the same lineup, barring Mosquera. I would go with White instead. That would be the difference for me.
I'd go with that, barring Saka too.
You know what? You're not wrong. Especially because of the recent form. I would start Madueke.
Yeah,
I would start Madueke because I think Madueke has been really, really good for Arsenal lately. And I would consider Daumon like in the second half if things don't go, in our way or we're struggling to break them down. I would consider Daumon. But Madueke, currently I would play him over Saka. But I think because Saka is Saka, and there's this favoritism about his own players, and he's the top earners at Arsenal, and that's why he would play just for the sake of it.
Yeah.
On the other hand, you can see Bayern Leverkusen's predicted lineup. I think did you expect anything different, or you think it's gonna be the same?
I actually forgot to mention a player, which I'm now looking at. I forgot to mention Maza, the Algerian. He is a baller.
Oh yeah, Maza. Yeah, Maza. Oh, I didn't see much from him when he played against us. I'm not gonna lie, but yeah.
No, he's a baller, bro. I can't lie to you.
Speaking of injuries,
I'd say be careful now.
I have faith in my defense, honestly, and these are the injuries. I already told you: Timber, Odegaard, and Marino. And on the other side, Leverkusen. These are the players that will be missing from their side as well. So, you agree with this lineup from Bayer Leverkusen, or do you think it's going to be different?
I wouldn't be shocked if Schick starts. And I think he should. But then again, I wouldn't be shocked if he doesn't because I don't know why he doesn't start big games, which is odd. But he did against us from the league. But I mean, in the Champions League, I think he could start, especially now this is one of those they're playing away. Can I see the lineup one more time? If you don't mind.
Yeah, sure.
So they play András, Kwans. Yeah, the center backs and goalkeepers what I expect. The midfield is pretty much what I expect. Maybe he might do maybe because it's at the Emirates. Hillman might do a thing in which instead of Palacios, he plays Ezekiel Fernandez, which, by the way, funny enough, in case you didn't know, he used to play in Qadsiya last season.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I didn't know. I didn't know.
Yeah. He's the one I think I got a red card in that Saudi Cup final against Al Ittihad. And then you have Poku is an interesting one for me because Poku, he could either play in right wing back and Culbreath don't play, or Culbreath plays right wing back because of his performance against us, which I thought was brilliant. I'm not gonna lie, right? Speaking of give Leverkusen credit, he's one of them that deserves credit, right? And then maybe Poku plays as one of the 10s, and then you don't see Tillman play. I wouldn't be shocked if that's how they approach it. By the way, I wouldn't be shocked maybe if they want to hit in a counter-attacking route, maybe as well. And you see Tillman playing as the striker, and you see maybe Poku and Maza and the 10th, So yeah, it is what it is. It is
Somebody in the comments is calling you
By
out.
the way, I'm not trying to do no prop. I got invited to give my insights on Leverkusen, man. Relax. Worry about Barcelona, man. The guy crying about Barcelona every day. Yeah, this guy cries in my comment section every day about Barca. You know what I mean? But anyway, besides the point, like, with Leverkusen's lineup, I'm just intrigued to see how they would form the attack and where would Poku play, because Poku could play wing back or could play in the 10. So it's one of those ones, really. Same with the midfield. I think with Leverkusen, it's just unpredictable because of where they're playing and the occasion they're playing as well. You know what I mean? Because the Pokal is in a month, right? And as of right now, all they're focusing on really is Champions League and top four, and
Okay.
then a Pokal next month. So
All right, I have a okay. So we covered. So let me tell you my thoughts about the game. I think we're gonna win. I'm quite comfortable that we're gonna win against them, regardless of their form. I think it's just we are better than them, and I think we do have the quality and I think it's in our gaff. As I said, we have a very good, solid record when it comes to the Emirates Stadium. But here's my question to you, Zir, and this is now not off topic, but it's just okay. We covered the Bayer Leverkusen. Who do you think will qualify from the other side? Like I not when I say the other side in respect to you, that means the side where Arsenal are playing. Who do you think are going to qualify to the final? I mean, first let's talk about the semis. Let's talk about the quarterfinals. Who do you think will qualify? Because Arsenal next are going to play either Bodo Glimt or Sporting Lisbon, and it seems to be Bodo Glimt since they won 3-0. So I don't think Sporting are going to win against Bodo Glimt. So it's going to be Arsenal, Bodo Glimt. On paper, Arsenal should qualify to the semifinal if that's the case, in my opinion. And big up Godfrey, man.
should. My thing is though, I'm looking at your performances against, Leverkusen last game, and I've seen your performance this season. Now, yes, again, you should make the semi with what you have. Yes. And what
Agreed. Yeah, I agree.
However,
100% agreed.
I have to admit, bro, watching that Leverkusen first leg opened my eyes a bit about you guys. Because, bro, play like this against Bodo Glimt. They play direct football, and you know it.
Yeah.
You're getting got. And bro,
I don't
keep
think
in
so.
mind as well.
I don't think so.
Keep in mind, I don't think it's the fact that you get got at home. You get got away first leg. And then now you have to chase them. All I'm saying is you have to be very, very careful. If you're careful enough, sure, you'll go through.
Yeah,
you're not careful enough.
You're ignoring the fact, Zir, that we went 8 games with a win in the Champions League. So in the Champions League, in the Champions League, I know it's not the league phase. I know it's the knockout stage, and specifically about Bodo Glimt because they don't have heritage or pedigree in the game. I never seen these guys play in the knockout stage before, and I don't think I've seen them before in the Champions League, Bodo Glimt. But what I'm trying to say is, the majority of the teams that we play against, they do attack us, right? When we play Inter Milan, when we play Bayern Munich, when we played Atletico Madrid,
they don't attack you enough. We didn't attack you.
They didn't. But what I'm saying, that you guys do, you do attempt to attack, right? So my point is, when the other team try to attack Arsenal, they do look even better because we do hit on the transition, and we're a very structured team. I mean, I'm sorry, we are better than City, for example, when it comes to the defense and the midfield.
Maybe this season City have been. I can't. Yeah, I'm not defending City, bro. These man.
That's what I'm saying. So it's not easy to break Arsenal's defense, and we do have the highest or the least goals conceded in the whole league. So that kind of solidity in the defense gives you the opportunity to hit any team in the counter. Because in respect of the UCL, every team we play, they are the best team in their country, right? We played Bayern Munich, which is the best team in Germany. We played Inter Milan, who was the best team in Italy. I mean, they're going to win the Serie A. So for whatever reason, the teams that they think they can attack us, we do hit them back hard, right? And I'm assuming Bodo Glimt will try to do that because now they have the momentum. Like you said, they play direct football, and I'm expecting them to do that. And once they do, we're going to smack them. I think we're going to smack them, right? So the question is, and if we do get knocked out from Bodo Glimt, it's the most shambolic thing that ever happened to Arsenal, probably the poorest run in the UCL ever I've witnessed in my life, and the 20 years seeing Arsenal in the Champions League. Is it going to be Atletico or Barca, in your opinion, in the semifinal?
Okay, let's say you make the semi-final. I think you play Atletico Madrid.
Oh, so you think Barca will be knocked out? Is it because of 300 or 3000 J here, or?
No. I've said this a long time ago. I watched their first leg and second legs of the Copa del Rey against each other, and I think that was the most eye-opening thing I've ever seen in my life because they
Okay.
got in one half in the first leg at
Yeah, the
one.
final, you mean?
Yeah, well, yeah, Real Air Metropolitano. Okay.
Mm-mm.
Now, one thing that Barca will have as an advantage in the Champions League compared to the Copa del Rey, they play at home first. So if they can kill off Atletico Madrid, they have a higher chance of going through. But then again, we've seen Barcelona; they have a tendency in bottling as well. You know, especially with this high line, it's one of those things you never know. My fear with Barca, with the crop of players Atletico Madrid have, the Lookmans,
You think
the
Barca play at home
Alvarez's,
second?
no, no, no. They play home. I'm pretty sure they play home
I
first.
don't know. He's saying
I
maybe.
mean, well, besides the point, the whole point I'm trying to say is the crop of players Atletico Madrid have in a Champions League game or a knockout game, they have what it takes to hurt Barca defensively. And I'm sorry, I am not giving Gerard Martin prop, and I don't know who else prop, bro. Like, what are we doing here? By the way, Barca fans, I told you Cancelo is going to be useful for you guys because I saw it at the Hilal, I saw it at Bayern for one half of a season. When he came to us on loan a few years ago. So I knew, and obviously watching him at City, he brought glimpses as well.
So you think it's going to be Atletico versus
I
Arsenal?
think, it should be Atletico Arsenal, but bro, I'm not gonna lie, I still
And
think
who do you think would win that and go to the final?
I'm not gonna lie, I think we're making the final.
No, between Atletico and Arsenal.
Oh, Atletico.
Even though we won against them 4-0.
Yeah, but let's be honest, you're gonna be doing this whole jiggly stuff with the lineup stuff like you did against us in Aston Villa a few years ago. That's gonna cost you.
Fairs. I'm gonna remember this.
Remember?
I'm gonna,
By the way, just like
this.
I remember you saying trouble, you still have to win that trouble. Yeah, you better win that domestic trouble. I still have that clip ready for me.
We are gonna have a very uncomfortable conversation as we are in 4 different competitions.
Man said,
Okay.
"What am I waffling, brother? Have you seen how they play in transition?" Brother,
Again,
you watch
Zir,
La Liga
I'm
and
gonna
you're telling
remind
me
you,
this.
we are in 4 different competitions, so the possibility is there.
Possibility is there, but at the
Yes.
same time, doesn't mean it's gonna happen, brother. You're gonna
The
have
league,
somewhere.
the league looks,
Oh no, the league is
almost.
yours. I gave up, bro. The league is yours.
That's the first one, and the final in the on
All
Sunday.
right, so let me tell you this: you're most likely winning a double.
And also, when it comes to the FA Cup,
but is it a trouble? But is it a trouble? Because you're not winning a FA Cup.
Yeah, I'm gonna come to that. Look, what happened even emphasizes my point. I'll tell you why. I did not expect to have a very good, fortunate, and lucky draw when it comes to the UCL, also the FA Cup. Right, the FA Cup, we're gonna face Southampton, where Manchester City are gonna face Liverpool. So 2 of the most favored team to win it are actually gonna battle against each other, and one of them will be knocked out. So more and more, I'm seeing the chances of Arsenal winning it is getting higher and higher by the day. The stars are aligning, and I can't lie, I have a very good feeling, bro. I know you clipped me for that domestic treble, and I think we're gonna do it. And I could go even further than that, right? It could.
So when man said, "So what?" Madrid derby final? No, Bayern and Atleti final.
So you are confident that you're gonna win against probably gonna play Madrid.
Bro, I told man I wanted Madrid more than I wanted City.
اوف ايش الهياط هذا؟
You know why? No, you know why? Because bro, they gave me too much crap, and to be honest, I think it's the best time to pounce on them. It really is.
Okay. Wow. God,
I really think
the man
it's
is
the best
confident.
bro, I'm not gonna lie. No team in my side. Listen, PSG is the most convincing one in my side of the bracket. But PSG I mean, listen, I'm not gonna even use the league phase metric because it's gonna be the same as when you bring it up to me with Arsenal. But
Mm,
what I will tell you is they've been very iffy this half of the season. They've been very, very iffy. It's going to have to be one of those that they turn it on. And every time we've played PSG, not just league phase, even Club World Cup when they beat us, we've given them a game. And I feel like this season, when we do not underestimate opposition, because I do feel like there were moments in the Leverkusen game in which we kind of underestimated the situation a little bit because we were more focused on the referees and all that stuff, right?
mm, mm.
Like when we do that, we don't play at our best, fine. But when we do that, you see what we did to Atalanta. You saw what we did in one of the. By the way, that game against Leipzig, we won 5-1.
Is that your measuring stick, Atalanta?
What? I'm giving you all the other games. بتسمع ولا بتهايط?
But please go ahead.
Okay. Leipzig, we underestimated the first. Not even underestimated. We played poorly first half. Like Diomande was all over Bischoff right back. I don't know what company started there, but whatever. And they scored 1-0. Second half, boom, 5-1. 5-1.
Mm.
We play against Dortmund. Dortmund gave us a game and a half. By the way, you want an example of me giving credit to an opposition? Dortmund, after they got knocked out to Atalanta, they gave us a game. Why? They gave us a game. But we somehow found a way to fix up second half a little bit. And we got the W in the end, even though we conceded 2 silly goals. I think the thing with Bayern that would hurt us the most, and I have to see what happens, is there a fuck up coming from a center back? Is it coming from an Upamecano? Is it coming from a Jonathan Tah? Is it coming from Kim Min-jae? You know, I'm looking at these players. Is Kimmich going to do something a little bit foolish like he did against Frankfurt? You know, where he makes this silly pass because of, we have to play to our DNA, pass around the back type thing. I'm looking at it as like, are we going to fuck around and find out? More so than like, are we not good enough to win games? You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I think we have the quality to win. Yeah, why not? Yeah, why not?
Sure. Okay, I do have a few things and remarks about what you just said. Let's assume, just a hypothetical, right? If Arsenal reach to the final and Bayern Munich reaches to the final, you think we're going to win it?
I think it's one of those in which it depends what you and I do. Because last game, I generally
don't.
No. Last
very
game,
straight question.
You want a genuine answer?
Very
yes.
straight.
I think we win the
that's
final because we
it.
have more experience than you guys. If that's what you want.
So it's all about heritage and pedigree.
At this point, I think you guys will crumble under pressure.
Fair. It's fine.
I was gonna tell you if you want to
hold you to that.
You want to be,
because I have a second remark. No, because I have remarks about what you just said. I don't want you to go in another conversation and a detour. No, I want to.
I can't even analyze football with you sometimes.
No, you can, buddy. You can. Of course you can. But I just want to.
I was gonna say if you put pressure on us and we panic and all this stuff, you will win. Yeah,
that's fine. You said yes, regardless of the context. It says yes, right? There's a lot of scenarios could happen within the game, so we cannot break them all down. But I just want to address things that you just said, because you were talking about performances. You're talking about certain scenarios where your team, faced issues and challenges in the first half, and the second half they came back, like the Leipzig you mentioned, like the Dortmund, like you mentioned, right?
Yes, one half FC, if that's what you want to, in long story short.
No. I would not say about one half FC or whatever.
I mean, I've said it before.
I don't care if you win in a minute. I don't care if you score 10 goals in 15 minutes. It doesn't matter to me. What matters here, what I want to say is, with all due respect to the Bundesliga, it's still the Bundesliga, right? The teams there are not the teams in the UCL, right? It's not the PSGs. They're not the Real Madrids. What even here we go? I'm not. I didn't even mention the Premier League. I'm talking about just the UCL teams, because
we beat Chelsea 3-1. We got to talk about that. World champions. We got to talk about that.
Sure, and we beat you 3-1. So what?
No.
That's not my measuring stick, right? Again, I'm
going by your argument. You see?
But you said the knockout is different. You said the knockout is different, right? You said the knockout is different.
Yeah, I did say it's different, and I think we have more to do in the knockouts than you. Yeah, we've done more in the knockouts. I mean, we have 6 Champions Leagues, so yes, we have done more in history. By the way, we have some players, by the way, the likes of Kimmich and Neuer, and this I can't even believe I'm saying this, Goretzka, that actually won a Champions League, which I could say Much unlikely.
But but Zir, I can say the same about Madrid. If Madrid comes against
your Champions League winner is literally your backup goalkeeper.
Sure, no problem. You can banter Arsenal about the history about the UCL. It's fine. I'll take it gladly. But what I'm saying is, you just told me about, yes, you're gonna win against Arsenal because of the history and the heritage. Now you're gonna go face the most prestigious team in the whole world, which is Real Madrid, with 15 UCLs, and you're saying you're gonna smack them.
Because have you seen how they've been this entire season?
Genuous, in my opinion. No, I know they've been shit. Again, they've been shit, and nobody expected them to do anything.
Same energy for everybody. Is that where you're going with this?
What do you mean?
Well, TK, put the fries in the bag with Gala.
No, I'm saying keep consistency in your takes. If you're gonna tell me it's about heritage and history,
I think it's a mix, though. I think it's a mix of heritage. By the way,
now it's
you
a
know
mix.
what it is. No, because you know what it is. With Real Madrid, Sami, let me explain to you something, and you need to understand. This. Maybe because you're an Arsenal fan, you lack that kind of knowledge about this. But when two teams that have history with each other, by the way,
I'll accept it because you're
Real Madrid and Bayern Munich. No, I'm going to give you some facts. You want facts? I will give you facts.
Yeah, give me a fact.
Bayern Munich, and Real Madrid have faced off around 28 times. Okay. They've knocked us out. How many times? 8 times. We've knocked them out 5 times. Okay. So based on that, we have our own history with one another. We have a history of knocking them. They've had a history of knocking us out. What I'm telling you is, usually the better team during the season between the two clubs, usually, it's very rare that the inferior side wins in these ties. Win. And I think in this season, we've been the better team out of the two. So when two teams that have heritage...
I never said Madrid is a better team than Bayern.
I have to look based on the form, bro. You know what I mean?
Oh, now it's form.
Because they both have heritage. What else am I going to look at?
Because you just said you're going to smoke them. And when I told you about a hypothetical scenario,
they have Mbappe that when he joins, he likes to hog the left-hand side, and Vinny wants to hog the left-hand side.
Yeah, but you just told me in the final, if we do face you guys, you're going to smoke us because of history and heritage. Bro, you didn't talk about form.
Football, maybe I wouldn't answer that question like that, would I?
But you don't tell me about form now.
And
okay, go ahead, tell me.
Let me tell you why I said heritage for us and you. I'll tell you why. Let me tell you why.
Okay.
I feel like, especially
yourself,
now that we lost that game to you, we'd be less panicking. We'd be panicking less on the ball, and we'd play more direct, meaning we'd put your players under pressure in a final of that magnitude, which would give us more opportunities in scoring, rather than panicking, losing the ball, and now you pounce at us and we're eventually going to concede. I don't think it's going to be the same thing again. I really don't. And by the way, and even your fan base, some of them mentioned it, and I'm glad they did. I didn't really care to mention it because I actually wanted to give you credit and call my team out. But we didn't have Diaz that day. We didn't have Musiala that day. We didn't have Davies.
Nobody. And
I never even complained about it. At the day,
you can't complain. I'm sorry. You can't.
Don't even bring them out. Don't even bring them out in the conversation. However, what I'm trying to tell you is, bro, forget about players missing and players not missing. I'm saying these players, they surely must have learned from that. I mean, they already learned from the Barcelona game. And that's why now we're more defensively solid than last season, for example. You know?
Okay.
So all I can hold on to right now is these men must have learned. They must have learned from that. And if they haven't learned from that, then I don't know what we're doing. You know what I mean? So
is it mentality or form or heritage?
I think it's a mentality and quality mixed together. I don't know what's hard for you to understand.
No, it's just
unless if it's some Arsenal
keep it consistent,
like to play the victim card a lot. I don't know.
I'm not. Did I say anything? I didn't say anything about victim or anything. I said we're gonna give it a go, and I think we do.
You play slow. Be sure to play quick.
Yeah, it's fine. We played slow, but yet we smoked you, so that's fine. And we're gonna be winning stuff before we go and face you if it does happen, we go to the final.
Performance this season, Arsenal Football Club in 2025-26 season, I swear to God when I say this, your best performance was against us. I think your best performance was against us because that game was the most direct I've ever seen you play. I'm seeing Saka win the ball off Limers. I'm seeing
So-
Eze win the ball off
So
of
why
Pavlovic.
do you think we cannot replicate that in the final?
Because I think
if
we
we
play
do
more
go to the
direct.
final.
Because I feel like that game we weren't playing as direct. We were shook. We were shook, and I called my team out for being shook. Whether you guys like to hear that or not, I don't know. Maybe you don't like me being holding my team accountable. I don't know. Maybe you don't like that I hold my team accountable. If you want, I can tell you. Oh, Arsenal played better than us.
No, it's fine. I mean, if you're saying because
I
poor
want to be better, right?
performances, it's
So I
fine.
hold my team accountable, just like you hold your team accountable. And I know you.
But I don't think it was the only performance. T is right. We did play like this against Inter. We also played probably the best football against Atletico Madrid as well.
But Inter was a bit more direct than we were.
And Atletico Madrid as well.
Were they actually direct, or were they?
Yes, we scored. How did we score?
No,
goals?
Atleti, not you. No, Atleti.
Atleti. No, they were a bit more.
Or were they like?
I mean, we caught them. Yeah, they were shook. We caught them off guard, and we outplayed them.
I heard
basically.
that
We
Inter was
outplayed
the
them.
direct
Everything.
one out of us three. I heard that Inter played the best out of us three against you, man.
We still beat them 3-1. I mean, you can be the best.
Listen, I mean, to be fair, actually, Leverkusen played the best. Is the way you let them play the best out of all of us in the Champions League. I mean, that's the only game you drew.
I just don't want to remind you, Zira, because I know it's very painful for you to remind you of the final of Chelsea and Bayern, where Chelsea stunk the gaff, and yet they managed to win against you. So it doesn't matter if you do play better or not, but
Chelsea gained experience from the Man United final.
Yeah, sure. I can say that. I can say we have experience since the final against Barca. I mean, what is this nonsense?
Them proper players do not have
bro?
that experience. At least some of my players have experience.
Sure.
By the way, I want to remind you. I know he had a bad game against Arsenal, but we still have Neuer, we still have Kimmich, and then we're not doing.
Oh,
this.
Neuer! You want to talk about Neuer?
I told you he had a bad game, but we still have him.
Sure. I wouldn't trust my.
I mean, don't get twisted. I think he needs to retire.
Neuer in 2026 is mad.
Bro, Neuer is one of them guys. He'll even have the best game of his life. Or the worst
I agree, but not in 2026. Maybe in 2014, 15, maybe. Yeah.
Hey, listen. Like I told you, he has the know-how. So, I said Kimmich, the guy you hated a few months ago. You mean a year ago? Well, to be honest, bro, Joshua Kimmich this season has stepped up. By the way, he was one of the only players to step up against you guys. So, I'm not really going to be, using Kimmich as a metric right now of like guys to call out 24/7,
Yeah.
If anything, I was more disappointed with Pavlovic. He was the one that was giving away the ball to you guys so many times, So, yeah, and our center backs as well, they were terrible. Stanisic, one of the, if not the worst player on the pitch on the day, alongside Harry Kane, So, yeah, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Listen, I know you guys don't like us because we play in the Bundesliga and we win and all that stuff. I understand.
No, I don't dislike you.
Sure
I don't hate you.
If we win, I am going to be unbearable.
Bro, listen, no. You're not gonna give me this victim gimmick here now.
It's all victim. It's the truth, bro. How many times will we get?
No. Just because you said it's not the truth, bro.
We won a Champions League in 2020. COVID tax. If anyone else won the Champions League,
it's fine. Congratulations, congratulations, bro.
This bullshit. I'll be sorry.
Listen, I'm saying congratulations. Listen again, congratulations. I have nothing against Bayern, bro. I have nothing against Bayern. Whatever they win, they win. It's because of their
I dare you, man, say
heritage.
All this against Real Madrid and against Barcelona. You man ain't got the guts to say that. But against Bayern, because we play.
What do you mean?
Against Bayern, and by the way, even PSG last season, they play in Ligue 1. Not many people said that. Why? Because they have the ballers. I understand. It's okay, bro. I understand the energy people have on Bayern. I get it. Bayern have its own.
Look, I only listen, Zir. When you talked about, certain games that you played very well, and you mentioned to me Leipzig, and then you mentioned to me Dortmund. I just told you that Leipzig and Dortmund are not Real Madrid, are not PSG, and it's a fair thing to say. I didn't mention the Premier League. I didn't mention anything else. I'm just saying those are not measuring sticks. Yeah, because you faced Bundesliga team. The examples that you gave me are from the Bundesliga.
Teams let us down in Champions League. I've always mentioned this.
It's fine. It's fine. What I'm saying is your performances against them are not a measuring stick on how you're going to perform in the UCL. It's not going to translate into the UCL.
I
That's
think
all
it
I
does.
said.
You know what? I'll tell you why it does. Let me explain to you the difference. I'll give you performance of last season of Bayern to this season, and maybe then you'll grasp the understanding. It's the intent. You understand? So when Bayern plays more direct football, okay, when I see such intent to a point we're scoring so many goals, right? Now I'm like, you know what? These men are serious for big games. When I see these men slouch even in these so-called easy games that you call it, now I'm like, we have a problem. Bro, this season in the Bundesliga, we scored like, 93 goals already? Now you're going to say it's indictment to the league. Yes. But it's also indictment to the quality that we have at the same time. You know what I'm saying?
Did I say
If we
that
win the
Bayern Munich
Champions
is a
League,
shit
I
team?
swear to Hayat Ummi Bad. Somebody is going to tell me, oh, but you were able to rest players. Oh, so it's easy for Bayern to win the Champions League. Yeah? Just like what Hassam said on his stream with you. We can't rest
but
players.
that is a big advantage for you. No. It is a big advantage. And because you guys... I'll tell you why. Because you managed to do your job at the beginning of the season.
The Bundesliga, we can't
just like the example. No. Just like the example I just told you against Bayer Leverkusen. If we did win against them, if we did win against Bayer Leverkusen in the first leg, we would have rested the player in the second leg. Same for you. I mean, in the first half of the season, you did a great job, right? Where the point tally is the gap is massive between you and the second, and that gives you leverage and resting your people. You reached to that point because you were that good. That is a compliment to you, not a criticism to you.
No, but unfortunately, it's a fucking diss to Bayern these days. Oh, you only win Champions League.
Where did I diss? When did I diss that about Bayern?
Bro, everybody, this is my club, bro. I'm talking بشكل عام in general.
What did I say that is dissing Bayern?
Okay, let's talk about you. You said respectfully, you play in the Bundesliga and all that stuff. You're trying to insinuate.
Why did I say that? Because you mentioned to me Leipzig and Dortmund. Because you mentioned Leipzig and
the likes of Arsenal. Because we rest players in the Bundesliga, so I should not use the Bundesliga as a standard bearer to how we are performing.
Yes, I'll tell you the difference. If I'm gonna face Madrid, I'm gonna tell you, listen, Madrid are a strong team, but yet we know how to play against them. We did play against them the last year. We smoked them in 2 legs. And Madrid has never actually won against us as Arsenal Football Club. This is now the metrics for me. I'm talking to you apple to apple comparison, but your comparison is not an apple to apple comparison. You're giving me Leipzig.
The problem is I'm trying to judge based on how these so-called top players, which they are, some of them.
I didn't talk about Leeds United, and I'm telling you I'm going to win because I won against Leeds United. Come on, bro.
No, but bro. Okay, let's be honest. There are some teams in other countries, and we saw in the first leg that can get results against your league. So let's not do this. Yeah, your league didn't even win a single game first leg. Not a single game. I'm not even trying to say the worst team in that Farmers League will be the Prem. No, but to underestimate certain top teams because they play in these leagues is so disingenuous, and that's why a lot of Farmers League teams have been onto your league this week. Because of the arrogance of your fan base.
And rightfully so. I mean, it was a disgrace day for the whole of the Premier League. There's no disputing that fact.
For not day, week.
Whatever, right? And however, we're gonna judge the league once the second leg is played, and then we can talk about it.
Like I said in Hassam's chat, I'm only seeing 2 Premier League teams making the quarterfinal out of this: Liverpool and you. That's it.
Yeah.
I've only seen both of you make it.
I
don't see
agree
Man
with
City coming back. I don't see Tottenham doing anything as Atletico Madrid.
No, Spurs are shit. Chelsea are done, and I think
Newcastle
are not going to win against. No, they're not going to win against Barca.
Let's be blunt. And Chelsea, we saw they have fuck ups in them against PSG.
Yet they gave him a hard game, right? I don't know if you watched the Newcastle game.
Yeah, but the fact that they have fuck ups in them and PSG have the quality to kill them off, by the way, is it again indictment of how shit Chelsea have been lately. Right? So
not Chelsea was shit. I'm talking about Newcastle, for example. Newcastle and Barca. It was a good game.
Oh no, but Newcastle gave Barca. Yeah, but Barcelona, they've been hit and miss, but they're gonna beat them in the Camp Nou. I think they'll beat them in the Camp Nou.
Yeah, they will. They will.
Yeah. Okay. So this whole argument is null and void anyway. Okay. The fact of the matter is, okay, you're probably going to have 2 Premier League teams. By the time we get to the semi-final, it's probably going to be 1. Because I think PSG beat Liverpool. So now, we're talking about you, if you do your job against Bodo Glimt, trying to carry the load of the Premier League. And you guys want to talk about other leagues, have self-awareness. Honestly, have self-awareness. Last Champions League, you guys had to do the same thing. When you beat Madrid.
What does that has to do with you using as a measuring stick?
Inter Milan, PSG France, Barca Spain, and you England. Yeah, 2 seasons ago, you had.
This is the point of UCL, right?
No. I'll get to the point. No. I just want to prove a point. So let me finish. You had 2 seasons ago, 2 Bundesliga sides in the semi-final, 1 making the final. Okay, a La Liga side and a Ligue 1 side. Yeah.
Okay.
This season, and I can go on and on and on. Okay. The point of the matter is your league's fan base as a whole are arrogant towards the European sides, and it bites your league in the ass majority of the time. Majority of the time. Why? Because, listen, has Premier League football been great back then? Bro, last time I've seen Premier League football play best football was Klopp versus Pep era. We both can agree with that. We both can agree that football was tremendous.
Pep era.
Pep versus Klopp era.
The worst. That's the worst Premier League era.
No, Klopp versus Pep era was amazing. That's the time when I'm like thinking, you know what?
I have an argument.
Liverpool or Man City can actually go on a run and represent England in the Champions League year in, year out. That's why a lot of fans in the Premier League, when they argue amongst each other and they argue and cook Man City fans, what do they call them out on? The fact that they have Pep Guardiola and they underachieve. Why? Because they have the team to go do the job in the Champions League.
Yes.
Okay. Why? Because they played good football in England, bro. They were actually playing good football.
And they spend $1 billion every year. That's also why, bro. What you talking about? If you give me the resources of City, man.
Okay, you spent and you spent around $1 billion. Are we gonna talk about that too? No, we're not gonna talk about that, right? So we're gonna be hypocrites too, right? Is that what we're gonna do?
What do you mean?
Come on, Sammy. Come on.
No. Repeat. I didn't get what you said. Repeat.
I said you also spent around the similar amount. Well, since Arteta's coming.
No.
Yes, you have.
No.
Bro, don't your fan base always talk about how we've spent $1 billion?
Bro, City spent 600 million in a year and a half. Arteta spent $1 billion in 6 years. What you talking about? Liverpool spent $500 million in a summer, bro. What you talking about?
So we're comparing you to Man City, right?
No, but you're the one who brought this comparison. I did not compare anything. You're the one who compared this.
I just called City accountable for not winning Champions League for how good their team was.
I still hold my club accountable, even though we underpaid, with compared to the likes of City. I didn't care about what City did or Liverpool do. I don't care what they do. I care about what my team does. And still, I would call them out. And you know this, Zir. You know this.
Bro,
I call my team out.
Call them out. But what I'm trying to tell you is we can't do this whole comparison gimmick when they're both a similar thing. They're both similar. The only difference is Man City spent a lot in one window, probably. That's about it. But in general, you all spend a lot of money. Okay? And by the way, right now, it's even worse. The fact that you can spend so much money and your coaches in general are ruining your players. By the way, some fans, they think the players that come from other leagues are just bad because of the Prem. I think it's because the coaches ruin the players.
Yeah, manager of course has a coach has a lot to do with the player development.
Your league, what made it worse is your managers, and not just Arteta, by the way, people that try to copy Pep, Arteta, etc. Every single one of them that try to copy these head managers, okay, they all are to blame too, because now you have this whole thing in which they're impressed with one thing that team does, so now they want to copy it, but then you're sacrificing the players, so you're not giving them as much freedom. Now they play boring and it's not as entertaining.
Well, that comes to the management and project management. If you do want to play a certain play style or certain tactical way and approach, then you have to have the proper resources and the proper players to do it. So you're not going to go and play 3-4-3 with Arsenal, for example, or you're not going to play 3-4-3 with, let's say, I'll give you a good example. United, for example, when Amarim came and he insisted on playing 3-4-3 with them, look how awful they were. They were 15th in the league, bro. So again, I mean, if this is a stupidity from the management, I'm not going to be held accountable for it. That is their choice, and if they do get it wrong, they do get it wrong. It is what it is. However, now back to, because we did digress a lot about on the topic in the UCL, bro. My point is, if I'm going to compare let's say the game against Barca, for example, I would say, look, Barca is a boogie team for us, just like Bayern Munich was a boogie team for us. As I remember, you guys knocked us out 2 seasons ago. As I recall as well, you guys won against us in 2 legs and with a 10-2 score. So that wasn't really a sound result for me as an Arsenal fan. I do hold my club accountable, bro, but lately, I'm seeing Arsenal approaching these games differently. Yes, we are pragmatic. Yes, we are defensive. Yet it is difficult for the other teams to break us down. And we do have the quality to hit them back on the transition. We've seen it with Bayern this season. We've seen it with Madrid last season. Yes, PSG won against us because they were the best team in the world at that particular moment in time. Nobody denied it because they won the UCL at the end of the day. They knocked out Liverpool. They knocked out Arsenal. And they smoked Inter Milan 5 in the final, so they deserve to be the champions, right? I didn't get knocked out by with all respect, Sporting Lisbon or Porto or Bodo Glimt. I got knocked out by the champions, by PSG and Bayern, because of their heritage and because Arsenal players didn't have even the experience playing the UCL. You guys knocked us out because of your experience. But this season, I think Arsenal's approach is more mature a little bit, and I think we do have a very high chance of winning any football game, right? Barring the performance. That's the only shitty performance we had is against Bayer Leverkusen in the first leg. The other 8 games, if you go watch them, all of them, we were attacking side. We were playing very good football. We were very direct. We were defensive when we had to, and we conceded probably 2 goals or 1 goal, something like that, which is a testament to our defense. So again, you can see my comparison. I'm talking about only the UCL. I'm not talking about the league. I'm not talking about the cups. I'm not talking about anything else. I'm not comparing Leeds United to Barcelona. I'm not comparing Brentford to Real Madrid. I'm talking about all in the UCL. And now when it comes to the league, because we are first, and we were probably going to win it, inshallah, ya Rab. That will give us also a little bit of rest, so that we can rotate in the league if we do secure it. Let's say we win the next game, City somehow drop points. That will give us also the chance, just like you, because you did very good in the league, right? You built that point tally to the point that nobody can catch you. Very difficult for any team to catch you. If we do the same for us in respect to the Premier League, that will give us also the advantage to rotate our player, rest our players, and prepare them for the UCL, because the UCL will take a lot of energy, a lot of preparation to play. If it's Barca, if it's Atletico, if it's Bayern, if it's Madrid, it's going to take a lot, because these teams are elite teams. Bayern is elite team. Bayern, when is the last time you guys didn't play the UCL? When is the last time Real Madrid didn't play the UCL? I can't remember from the top of my head. As far as I remember,
we made the knockouts the most, us and Real Madrid.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, you guys do have the pedigree and the heritage. There's no doubt about it. But there's always a first time, right? There's a first time PSG won it. City first time won it. And I think, it is a possibility. If they're not this season, let's try the next season. But I hope this is the season for us, because we never won this competition.
It's very rare for a team to enter a final for the first time and all of a sudden, boom. It's very rare. Very rare. What about 2?
Second time.
Okay, I'm talking about your crop of players.
Oh, well, these players, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah, but if you look at the trajectory,
to be fair, some PSG players did it last season, but let's be honest, they're more technically sound, so they were always going to beat Inter Milan the way. Even though I thought Inter were going to win, but I'm not going to. There's so
but it
much
wouldn't be crazy, right? It wouldn't be crazy if we go to the final, right? Because we got knocked out in the quarterfinals against you, and then last season in the semifinal. So the only progress from semifinals
to final based on expectation. I'm not denying you should, but I'm telling you what I feel like could happen.
And like you said, that game opened your eyes. There could be another game that will make you change your opinion again, right?
But you know what? I'm gonna be really, really, and I'm gonna. This is like the most like blatant, blunt answer to why I also think like you ain't winning this Champions League this year, bro. I'm talking about how are you also performing now? Yeah, how you performed in the league phase, fantastic. But bro, you're surviving to win this league. You pulled up to the first leg, and that's how you perform. I expected you to win 3-1, by the way, and that's the performance I saw.
Same prediction.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking at, and that's against. Listen, I know we drew to Leverkusen, but our game was way more, end to end than you guys. Yeah, with you guys, you just played slow and you played to their hands. But this is why I'm saying. But this is why I'm saying, bro, if you're gonna f around, you're gonna find out one way or another. Whether it's against Bodo, whether it's against Barca, even whether it's against Atletico, yeah. I'm telling you, play this slow. Somebody will catch you off guard. Someone will catch you off guard. If you approach the game, I'll tell you what. You know how you really change my mind? Arteta approaches these Champions League games with more, direct intensity. He approaches games with more direct intensity. I'll be like, you know what? That's the football, like the Bayern game. That's the football I see winning a Champions League.
Okay, I agree with that.
If you can do that in a consistent manner, heading towards the final, it'll be easier for me to be like, you know what? You've played this great. So now I'm starting to be like, you know what? Forget what I said about the whole heritage thing. That top Arsenal can give us a go. But if you keep on playing slow, now I have to bring the know-how into the equation, because it's like you still haven't learned from your mistakes playing slow. Come on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel you. But anyways, bro, it was interesting conversation about that. But Zir, my friend, we're gonna wrap up here. But guys, before we wrap up, make sure you guys hit the like. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. We are closing in on 1,000 subs, so do subscribe, man. Be part of this community, and also don't forget to subscribe to Zir Talks. His link is in the title. Please go show him some love as well. Zir, any final words before we wrap up, buddy? I want also your prediction about the game.
Prediction 2-0 Arsenal. Final thoughts. To be honest, I think if you play direct football, you'll be okay. Again, if you don't,
Zir, before we wrap up, if we do win convincingly, let's say we smoke them 5, does it change your mind?
I'll be like, that's the great start. Now do it more often.
Fairs. You heard the guys here. So your prediction is 2-0, huh?
So,
and because you said one game opened your eyes, so maybe this will open the other eye.
No, I said if you do it as you head to the final. No, see, you're not paying attention. I said if you do this,
just joking, bro.
Heading into but don't piss me off, bro. You know what I said. But anyway, yeah. Also, obviously, I don't know if you know. So I'm sure you're aware. I now have 3 channels. I do Zir Talks FCB, Bayern channel, Zir Talks football channel, Zir Talks wrestling, the wrestling one. So I have 3 channels actually, in case for those who don't or are unaware. So go check them out if you're interested. I'm gonna do a Bayern show with a Bayern fan who does content with a Chelsea fan, which is why they're called always Bayern Chelsea. You know what I mean? We're gonna talk about what happened this weekend in the Champions League and what's gonna happen heading into our game against Atalanta, because we have a goalie crisis. I don't know if you know about that, but we've had our own goalie crisis. Nearly everyone getting injured, and all that type of stuff. Yeah, and then I'll do a wrestling Monday Night Raw watch on. So go check those channels out, as I said earlier. And thanks for having me here, of course, Habibi. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Even though I'm not even a Leverkusen fan, but.
No, but you are the Bundesliga guide for us. If I needed to ask about anything, I do rate your football takes when it comes to the Bundesliga specifically. Guys, you heard it from him. If you guys are interested in wrestling, you can go check out his other channels that he will do whatever he does in the wrestling, and also his Bayern Munich channel, and as well his football channel. And on that note, guys, please stay safe wherever you are, and I hope we catch you up, guys, later. Make sure you guys tune into the watch along tomorrow. Arsenal versus Bayer Leverkusen. And on that note, guys, cheers.